As I said, I was on Twitter earlier, so I've got a lot of questions. My colleague Daz Waldron said you're best to number 2 ever. Epic rugby player.
Thanks, Daz.
He said good game, and thanks for all the joy he's had from rugby. He'd also like to know what you're doing at the moment.
A variety of different things. Obviously working in media.
Yep.
Work with the BBC, write for a couple of papers in the UK, involved with Bushmills, obviously.
Yeah.
Involved with Spin Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
I have a chunk of things, a lot of things to do. Presently, I'm actually renovating my house,
right.
which seems to be taking up too much of my time. But I'm not too busy. I'm busy, sometimes too busy, and still enough time to kind of get out and enjoy a game of golf from time to time.
Brilliant.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and going on from that, Anne-Marie, a girl called Girl Friday, wants to know how you became interested in beekeeping.
The second time I've been asked that. I have no idea where that's come from.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, no.
You know? Okay.
No.
Here we go. That's that. Apparently, your honey is renowned in Clare, or Limerick or somewhere.
No, that's right. Serious untruth.
Okay, fair enough. Ken Maguire would like to know if there was one team of all time that you could have played against, who would it be?
One team of all time. I suppose you could talk about the Welsh team in the 70s. That was really before my time. I think the New Zealand team in 87.
Mm-hmm.
87, 88, 89, 90. At that stage, you had Sean Fitzpatrick, who was phenomenal. Zinzan. I played against Zinzan before and I had good friends with him, but all those guys that they had, they just seemed to have a level of quality at that stage. They were just phenomenal. And they played irresistible rugby, and that's something. And actually, that French team in around that time too, with Blanco. Blanco, I just thought he was just magic. He's another reason. Okay, we said we had rugby in our family, but he's a reason to play rugby. He was just phenomenal.
Right. Jeremy Fielder from Dublin 98 would like to know, Leinster without Rocky, is there any hope for next season?
Of course there is. I think if they look at the other teams that have won it after having a long time trying, like Leinster had so many disappointments and then won it. Munster did as well.
Yeah.
It's how did they deal with that in the following year? They're the lessons that need to be learned. And if you were to just take the view that you're only thinking about Rocky and that Rocky won it for them, you'd be doing the rest of the team a disservice. I thought that match against Munster was irresistible.
Right.
They were just fantastic. And yes, Rocky was integral to that, but by no means was he all of it. And I don't think you can dismiss his input. You definitely can't, but you can say, we have other guys that can deliver. They just need to learn the mistakes that other people made after having that sort of long wait. They deserved it.
What do you think of the South African team keeping all the players for tests?
Don't like it.
Okay.
Don't like it. I think it's kind of wrong. I think it shortchanges a lot of people and makes it harder actually for the Lions. It's a clever ploy, but it does make it hard for the Lions.
Okay. Andrew Mortimer would like to know who is the best hooker against whom you've played, and who would you consider the most skillful hooker in world rugby at the moment?
The best hooker of all time. I didn't play against him. He retired the week before. Actually, he was injured the week before. Sean Fitzpatrick. Right. He was phenomenal.
Right.
And to be there for so long and to play at that standard for so long was incredible. The most difficult guy that I've played against wouldn't be seen as being a kind of great star. Played for Wales for a while, Darren Jenkins.
Okay.
He was 5'5", high and tall, and unbelievably difficult to play against. He was just too short for me. It was incredibly hard. In terms of skillful hookers at the moment, you've Sorzewski from France is a very skillful player. I'm a big fan of Jerry Flannery. I think he's a good player. I'm a really big, in terms of skills, I think Lee Mayr's skills are excellent. I think he's a little bit small in the modern day, but he's got great skills.
Aoife Carroll would like to know who would you say is the next one to watch in Irish rugby? Difficult one.
It is a difficult one. I think Keith Earls. I still think he has something. I don't know. It's very hard to kind of qualify a spark or quantify a spark, but he has it.
Okay.
This tour has been an early tour for him.
Nice.
And he had it tough in the first game, and yet he'd fought his way back very well since. He's never hung his head down. He's never kind of left it get to him,
Mm-hmm.
And I think he offers something.
Right. I've asked that question, and I've asked that question. Joseph Delaney would like to know if you'd like to donate €1 to givejoe1euro.com. Thanks, Joe. John Peavey would like to know, who's your favourite soccer team?
Man United.
Right.
I've always been a Man United fan.
Okay.
Actually, the right-hand side of our garden in Killaloo was Old Trafford, and the left side was Anfield.
Right.
I don't know why it was Anfield, because both my brother and I both supported Man United, but I think I was younger, so I had to be Liverpool to play against Man United, but no, Man United.
Gab Riley asks a very strange question. Do you regret not being born 10 years later so as to be part of the Munster and Heineken Cup team and the Grand Slam teams?
No, I don't, actually. I mean, I wish I'd won more. I don't doubt that for a second. And there was times we should have won, two in particular. We should have won in Northampton, or against Northampton in 2000 in Twickenham. And we didn't. We should have won that game. And we should have won the Grand Slam in 2001, and we didn't. We lost to Scotland. There are things now that drive me scatty.
Right.
And I wish that we'd won an awful lot more. No, I don't. I mean, we had a different time, and you have your time. And I stopped at a time when I thought it was right for me to stop. My body was struggling somewhat. I could have lasted on, played for another few years.
Right.
But no, I think you want to kind of play as well as you can. And I have to say, even though I haven't played in them, I've enjoyed those victories so much. I mean, you don't kind of turn off your ability to support your team or your fan or your country just for the fact you don't wear the jersey anymore. And I mean, I thought the match in Cardiff was just incredible. You know, I was crying at the end of it. That's what we wanted for a long time. So do I regret that? Sure, I can't regret it. So that road lies in Samson.
Right. Where does the name Mallinson come from?
Mallinson is, we're all Mallinson, all my family are Mallinson Wood. It goes back about 7 or 8 generations where Mallinson married a Wood.
Right.
And the boys from then on in were Mallinson Wood. That's where it comes from.
Cool. That's actually all my questions from Twitter. I don't really have any questions except to say I love watching you. I love watching you guys at the moment.
Yeah.
I think rugby is one of those games now. I think if I bulked up a bit more when I was a child, I'd probably have gotten you myself. I'd be very quick.
Yeah, you need another one of you. You need to be quite
A lot of people say that to me actually.
No, I don't think you should think about playing rugby as well.
Yeah, no, I won't. But I will watch.
It's not in your future.
No, certainly not. Could you tell us a joke?
No, I'm terrible at jokes.
Really?
Yeah, no, think of a joke you want to tell you. No, I'm desperate at jokes.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you go with that. Thanks very much, Keith. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.